Hello everyone, welcome to a new video from Reviews and Learning. Today we will be doing a video about everything about wondrous India by Reviews and Learning. Thanks to the tremendous support from friends, teachers, and parents and viewers for helping me make this video. India's nationals. So India's national flower is the lotus. So here, this is the lotus. It's a very beautiful pink flower. India's national animal is the magnificent tiger. It's very magnificent. Look at the tiger. India's national food is khichdi. So khichdi is basically rice with lentils and vegetables. Maybe fruits are also added and eggs. India's national fruit is mango. Everyone loves mango. And India's national bird is the Indian peacock. Fun fact, this is a male bird. Male birds are the ones with feathers and female birds are not. India's national flag. So each flag has a color that represents what that flag is, what it is. So this is India's colors that represent this. So this wheel, that indicates the wheel of duty or the duty of the citizens of India. It also represents the growth of the nation. So it's also called Dharma Chakra. So this white, it indicates the peace and the truth of the nation. Orange indicates the strength and the courage of our nation, how we've built up, how we've got that. And green indicates fertility, growth, and the auspiciousness of the land. India's location. So India is located in the southern Asian region. So this is India. This is one with its states, and this is a really nice map I found of Asia, that part of Asia. So this is India. This is Pakistan. Its neighbors are Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and China. So, but why is India's name India? So every country has a name, and that name signifies something. So the name India is originally taken from the name of the river Sindhu, or the Indus River. So later on, you'll see the importance of the Indus River. So that will be later in the history of India. And it has been used in Greek since the 5th century BCE. And then it appeared in Old English as early as the 9th century and re-emerged in modern English in the 17th century. So it's gone up, down, up, down. It's been popping up through the records. And India is also called Hindustan and Bharat in Hindi. So the Ganga River. So the Ganga River is a great river of the northern Indian subcontinent, and it's officially called the Ganga in Hindi. So it's called the Ganga, and in other Hindi languages, but lots of people call it the Ganges, which is incorrect. It's Ganga, and for a long time and still today, it has been the holy river of the culture Hinduism, and it's a wide and sluggish stream. But despite its importance, it's just a mere length of 1,560 miles, and it's just relatively short compared with the other great rivers of Asia or of the world. So this is the banks, and these are like the religious ceremonies that people are conducting. India's language. There are many different languages in India, and India's official languages are Hindi and English. Here is a map that shows the different languages. So this was a really neat map that I found out. Some of the biggest languages that are spoken in the area is Kashmiri, Ladakhi, Punjabi, Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, and Odia, and Bengali, and Nepali. So these are like the main languages that are spoken here in America and in India today. The main language of India is Hindi, the one that's being used the most popular as of now. India's currency. India's official currency is the Indian rupee. This is widely used throughout the country, and 73.94 Indian rupees equals $1. So 74 Indian rupees equals $1. So take a moment to soak that in. That's the information. Let me give you a pop quiz really quick. Who is this on the dollar? Oops, sorry. Who is this on the dollar bill? So maybe you can think about that. I'll give you 30 seconds to complete that, and maybe think about who is that in the dollar bill. Tick tick, time's ringing. The person on that dollar bill is called Mahatma Gandhi. So usually in American dollar bills, you usually have the president on the dollar bill. But here, this is someone named Mahatma Gandhi. He was the founding father of India, but he was not a person who was the president of India. So that's one unique part about Indian dollar bills. So if I round it up, it's 74 Indian rupees, and that equals $1. Okay, well, let's go on to the next one. India's capital city. So India's capital city is New Delhi, and New Delhi is a prosperous city, and it has many skyscrapers in the sky, and there are many people. So New Delhi has the India Gate, which is an iconic structure that symbolizes the country or the soldiers that have fought in all the wars that India has been in. And New Delhi started in 1911 when the King of Britain declared to move the capital from Calcutta to Delhi. And in 1938, India celebrated the New Delhi as their new capital. So before it was just like, oh, Britain is saying that, oh, this is our new capital. But now India was saying that, okay, this is good. This is our new capital. The Taj Mahal. So the Taj Mahal is located in Agra, India. It is one of the seven wonders of the world. It is a building made by a grieving king and a devoted husband who loved his wife very much and decided to make a tomb for her. So this is a tomb. Her dying wish was to have a tomb for her, like a big one. And when the king was dead, or when he died, he was laid again beside her. And the Taj Mahal is a majestic marble structure made with exquisite jewels and other materials which made the Taj Mahal shine. So when there's this full moon, Taj Mahal shines because it has a protective coating. So this is the indoors. There's like lots of paintings and it's really cool. Religions in India. So there are several religions in India, including Islam, Hinduism, Sikhism, and Christianity. But India is a country which values all religions, so it does not have an official one either. And so that's a secular country. What is a golden bird? India was once called a golden bird by many countries around the world. But several decades ago and centuries ago, India was a very rich country. India got a vast majority of their gold from the mines they had. They also had an abundance of raw and precious materials. This period was called the Golden Bird period in ancient times, but the country's majestic time was soon shattered when Britain and other enemies stole their valuables for their own. So these are some beautiful things that were preserved from that era. So now we're going on to the history of India. So India's civilization, that dates back to the Paleolithic age. India's civilizations is one of the oldest in the world. Cave paintings have shown that India's civilizations date back to somewhere between 400,000 and 200,000 BC. The first people of the land are not known, but the first sophisticated civilizations were the Harappan people. They most likely were driven off because of fever and flood. They likely existed in the first few thousand years BC, and they lived along the Indus River. They had their own writing system, social and economic skills, and impressive architecture. After they were driven off, the Vedic Aryans soon came across this land. They were migrants who spoke an early form of Sanskrit, so they bring along the 6 Vedas. And those were important scripts that show how they spoke the early forms of Sanskrit. So kind of like the Rosetta Stone, except in Sanskrit. And not that important. It is important, it's the key to unlocking, but it was not that was the exact key. There were other things that helped too. And in the following centuries, these people extended their power and they were most successful with trade. Several kingdoms were built from the same people, but the one that succeeded was Gupta in the 3rd century AD. So in the Gupta Empire time, they had that golden period time. And that empire fell in the 5th AD when the Huns from China began to take over the empire. Then Muslim invaders started to take over the land in the 7th AD, and then the destruction of native buildings followed. After that, several dynasties began to follow and take over. The Mughal Empire then took over power and seized almost the whole country. They brought along significant cultural growth, though, and architecture, and they lasted 2 centuries. After the Mughals fell, the British Empire took over, so now we're getting into modern times. And in 1857, Indian soldiers revolted against the British Empire, and they lost. And in 1947, after long years of war, India was finally free. So what happened after Indian independence? So the day of Indian independence marks the end of the British rule in 1947 and the establishment of a free and independent Indian nation. It also marks the anniversary of the division of the subcontinent into two countries, India and Pakistan, which occurred at midnight on August 14th to 15th, 1947. So I got that from Britannica, India. There was a little bit of unstableness in the beginning, but after leaders stepped up, the constitution was made in 1950, everything started to smooth down. India has faced many ups and downs, but now India is one of the largest democratic powers in the world, and it is heading towards the path of being a great superpower. So the summary of India's history: 400,000 and 200,000 BC, the Harappan people came across the land, and then after them come the Vedic Aryans. In the 3rd century AD, the Gupta Empire succeeds and the Golden Period starts. In the 5th AD, the Gupta Empire falls. In 1857, the Indian soldiers revolted against the British Empire and they lost. And in 1947, after long years of war, India is free and Pakistan is formed. Well, questions? Don't raise your hand if you have any questions. You can always go onto the channel discussion and mail your question. Sources: Britannica India, Britannica Ganga River, The History of India, and YouTube. Thank you so much for doing this today and um, watching the video. That was very supportive of you all to watch videos of mine to help us. So thank you so much. Remember to subscribe if you haven't because that helps a lot. Thank you and bye.